What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. Guys, before I even proceed with this review, I'll just give you one little heads up. If you are not a big fan of this is cardamom. I highly recommend you stay away from this one. Now, without much delay, let me get straight to the point. Today we're talking about Nishane Ani X, a 2023 release. There were like a lot more releases, I guess. There was Wulong Cha X and all those other things. I don't remember exactly which ones they were, but this is the one that I got, and thank God I obtained a partial bottle of Nishane Ani X. Now, I know a lot of you have been like super pumped about this one because Nishane, of course, it's a great niche house. They produce some of the finest fragrances out there, and Ani, the original one, is no different. It's a beautiful fragrance, spicy vanilla woody fragrance, very beautiful, very long lasting. And before I even proceed any further, I want to tell you one thing, like performance wise, like projection and longevity on Nishane original Ani and the Ani X, they are the same. More than 10 plus hours, and that's with including like if you're going like 8 to 10 sprays, and like way beyond 8 to 10 hours. You know Nishane performance. And Ani X being one of the later releases, so I guess they did not compromise on the quality or the longevity or anything in the product itself. But first, if you're a first-time visitor on my channel, please make sure you're subscribed and hit the thumbs up button to show your love and support for this channel. Let's get down to business. Enough chit-chat. First off, I'll start with the presentation. I'll try to be very quick and precise and as detailed as possible. Like, I'll try my best to make it not long enough. So, of course, Nishane Ani X. This is the Ani X box. And this is the original Nishane Ani. So you can see the box, one is blue, the other one's white, not exactly white. There's like a certain shade to it, so it's not completely white. But the X, it's marked by gray and black, as you can see, beautifully done. There's the horseman over there. There's the horseman here. And inside everything, the box looks exactly the same. Now I want to show you one more thing. There's an envelope inside these boxes, so there's a slight difference there. This is Ani X and this is Ani. So as you can see, the whole picture has been marked with the X, and that's about it. Of course, at the bottom you get all the notes and everything, as you can see here. The same goes with Ani, and that's inside the box, the postcards that you get inside the envelope. Let me show you the beautiful bottle. The bottle is, of course, it's a good change. It's very uplifting. It's very nice looking. So let me first show you Nishane Ani, the original one, in case you are a first-time viewer, first time looking at this fragrance. So this is what the original one looks like. Yeah. This is the Nishane Ani, and this is the superstar of today's review. Look at this beautiful bottle. And of course, like I said, I got a partial of this, so it was a good move. I would say it was a really good move, because like I was confused. Like I could have easily shelled out $360 for a 100ml bottle, because these come in expensive. I don't know if the the discounter still got it, but they come in very pricey. So that's the metal plaque over there, and the Nishane Ani logo. You see the horseman there on the back of that plate, and that's about it. The same thing. Now, there's a little significant difference that I also noticed between the two fragrances. I'll just hold this one as a reference point. So if you can see, although this is low partial, but you can tell right away that the juice color is pretty different. Over here, I have the original Nishane Ani. Let me show you so that you don't get confused. So that's Nishane Ani right there. Let me hold it like this. Yeah, there you go. That's Nishane Ani. That's on my right. That's Ani X. So you can see there's quite a significant difference in color. So Nishane Ani X has the lighter color. So I'm done with Nishane Ani original. Let me talk about the notes on Nishane Ani X. So I'm reading the notes from the website to avoid any kind of confusion. So on the top, you got bergamot, lemon, watery notes, honeydew melon, cardamom oil, blue ginger, and pink pepper. A lot of things going on in the opening. And you'll be surprised when I tell you what happened when I sprayed it. In the mids, you get lavender, sage, green apple, blackcurrant, rose, and patchouli. On the base, it's a very woody base. So you got cedar wood, cashmere wood, vanilla, ambergris, white musk, and sandalwood. Now, of course, you know how rich the original one was. Like, it's sweet, spicy, woody, and very, very, very smooth. But to my horror, I would say, or to my surprise, whatever way you place it, whatever way you interpret this thing, the cardamom note in the opening for this one was, oh my God. Anybody, man, woman, whoever you are, if you have ever blended or crushed this thing in a good quantity, and then when you open the blender or the grinder to get that big blast of that menthol kind of blast, spicy blast from this natural cardamom, that's exactly what you will get. Now, people who love that smell, for instance, I like it. And the only reason I said horror was because I was not expecting that. I mean, all the reviews that I saw, they did mention it's spicy and stuff, but a lot of you reviewers completely missed out on the point of showing the whole thing of like how potent this little spice is. Like cardamom, if grounded or in large quantities, you'll see like it gives you like a big blast of like a mentally kind of blast, and it's extremely potent. To the point, like if you hold it like around, say if you hold the container like around here, around like 6 to 8 inches away from your face, your eyes might start to burn. Now, I'm not saying this one makes your eyes burn, but it's pretty strong, very strong, I must say. And this thing will overpower everything else, every other note in the opening, and that's like around 20 to 30 minutes. After the 30-minute mark, this cardamom supremacy and everything slowly starts to tone down. That's where you will start feeling the beautiful citrus, the effervescent ginger, and the pink pepper combination. So the blue ginger here kind of acts as a very beautiful effervescent effect, and the citrus and the red pepper over here, the pink pepper, it mixes to produce this kind of like a effervescent candied citrus sweetness in the opening. So that was only the opening. Whew! A lot of things going on. Towards the dry down, here's what happens. Nishane Ani X did not kill the vibe of the OG. So like around 3 to 4 hours mark, only that cardamom will play a very good role, like almost like a very dominant role. But in the original one, I barely got too much of lavender, any floral notes. This was mostly very smooth, spicy vanilla woods. But for this one, the lavender over here, the sage, there's some green nuances to it. The sage is there. You do feel that like a very peaceful kind of feeling to it. And the lavender in this one is pretty pronounced. So lavender, again, this is one of that sharp lavender, not your smooth floral one. It's a sharp one. So again, the sharp lavender mixing with the previously already potent cardamom. So that kind of produces an effect, like almost like a cooling effect on your skin, as if like you were taking a shower in some kind of a menthol or, I don't know, peppermint kind of soap or something, like it's cooling down your body. That's the kind of sensation you'll get. But I'll be really honest over here. The smoothness is there. It's there. It's just that the note itself is a bit sharp. So that might come off to your nose like a bit sharp, or maybe at some point some people did mention they feel kind of like medicinal, but it's not so much medicinal. Trust me, it's only the cardamom. It's only the cardamom inside Ani X that's probably making you feel that it's mentally, and then you kind of feel like it's medicinal. It's not the case. So further drying down, again, it almost tones down, takes around like 6 to 8 hours almost to reach the very base. So it's very potent. It takes an awfully long time to open up, and that's because it's an extrait de parfum. As you can see, I'll just show you, just so that we're clear. The original one And you see the Nishane Ani X, it's an X straight, and so is the original one. So that tells you that, I mean, quality wise, unbelievably good. Like it's smooth, but it's the notes that are sharp. But the whole transition, it's pretty smooth. It's very nicely done. The woody parts take very long to open up, so it's around like 8 to 10 hours mark where you feel the woods are slowly showing up. But again, the cardamom just lives throughout the fragrance. It's beautiful, it's nice, but because that's why I said in the beginning, if you're not a big fan of cardamom, I'm holding this little seed over here, cardamom thing, because I really wanted to emphasize on this because I didn't really see a lot of people talk about it. They talked about spiciness, but exactly what, I didn't find it. So I thought maybe, I just took it on myself that maybe I should talk about it properly. So Nishane Ani X, at the same time, let me just tell you one thing. In the opening, they did mention about honeydew melon and watery notes. I did not detect any watery notes. The honeydew melon, it was most likely, it's like melon itself, it's like a light note. And like I said, the cardamom kind of kills everything. It's super, I mean, it's very overpowering, very, very overpowering. So maybe, the honeydew, it kind of mixed with the citrus part, and there was this little fruity part that was probably catching my senses. But the thing is, it's not prominent. I would say the more prominent notes would be cardamom. It's not prominent. It's like the supreme, the T-Rex in this fragrance, T-Rex in this jungle of a fragrance. But I found that the lavender, some apple, the sage, the green nuances, those are a bit more prominent. They're more pronounced. Floral notes, I did not pick up much floral notes. I mean, although there's rose here, but I guess it's only for the sweetness. Now, let's talk about the sweetness in this fragrance. Ani, this one is all about sweetness. Not too much, I would say. If you don't overdo it, it's not diabetic sweet, but the sweetness is very much toned down in this one. So this is more of a fresher approach to Ani. It's a bit more fresh on the fresher side. It's a bit more cleaner, whereas this one comes down to a more dense, more elegant, and more pronounced on the woods, the spiciness, and of course, your sweetness from the rose and all the other notes. Again, on the dry down, the vanilla over here, very, very different. Ani vanilla, you will be able, anybody who has not experienced Ani would, I mean, they're probably thinking by now, what is this dude talking about vanilla all the time? But again, my friend, Ani is a vanilla bomb, one of the best vanilla out there. I know there are so many, but this is one of the best in the game. And because vanilla is a dominant note over here, even from the start in Ani, you will get that vanilla vibe from the very beginning, whereas in Nishane Ani X, I did not find that. The vanilla, the sandalwood was very much toned down. It was all the way to the back. So the main players, again, spicy, super spicy cardamom, the lavender, the sage, and green apple. The blackcurrant kind of added to that a sticky consistency, gourmand kind of feel. But again, you will feel the blackcurrant over here as a note. You will feel it pretty easily. You will pick it up on Ani. But on Ani X, I did not pick up the blackcurrant at all. It's probably working as a supporting note. And like I said, if you want to go, I mean, if you ask for my verdict, which one should I go for? Should I buy Ani X? I would highly, highly, highly recommend, please sample Ani X before investing in a full bottle. I made the smart choice of getting a partial that someone was selling in the Fracom group. I was really lucky. But yeah, I mean, thank God I did not shell out all that cash, because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be wearing this one as much as the OG. The OG is still my love. Absolutely adore this fragrance. Now, who should wear this? Now, let me just give you my 2 cents, and I'm gonna end this review very soon. So, Ani Original is for somebody who's looking for a denser fragrance which has more sweetness, a pronounced sweetness, all through smoothness. You get that absolute gourmand vibe, and you get lots of sandalwood to the dry down and other woods as well, but sandalwood like rounds up everything as a very beautiful creamy vibe. If you're looking for something like that, you are in for Ani. But if you are somebody who loves to wear daring, bold fragrances that's spicy, pronounced, projects like a beast, again, this is also a beast projector, beastly projector, but the thing is like, I'm talking about the spiciness over here, okay? So if you are somebody who loves super spicy, like strong in your face kind of spicy opening, and you know, like things become lighter and stay on the lighter side of things with a toned down, like way toned down, like from 1 to 10, if this is like an 8 out of 10 scale on the scale of sweetness, this is like somewhere around 5, I would say 5 or 4. The sweetness is not too pronounced in this one. So if you are a kind of person that do not like too much sweetness, but you know, like a tad bit, maybe just 2 teaspoons of sugar, you know, just saying. So yeah, this is for you. It's not a bad fragrance. It's just about preference, but both are very different. Do not be under the impression that they are the same fragrance under a different label. No way. Absolutely no way. So Ani and Ani X, they're very, very different. Guys, that was my humble and honest take on Nishane's brand new release of Ani. I know a lot of you were hyped up. A lot of you commented when I posted this picture of Ani and Lunfeline. I will be reviewing that after I do full wearings again. But yeah, that was my honest and humble take. I tried to be as detailed as possible, as informative as possible from my wearings. And well, it did not take too long to do the full wearings because like this DNA never got killed. This DNA lives in this one, but it's this one, the DNA of this one, the original one, is all too much toned down. And this is like, I would say it's pretty heavily modified, I would say. Like, it goes in the same footsteps, but definitely not in the same manner. It's like, you know, covering the same route with a bus ride, and someone else taking a plane. So you can imagine, I'm just trying to, you know, put in words to, so that you get an idea like what happened here. So you're reaching the same place, same destination, but in a whole different form. That's the kind of feeling and, you know, evaluation I would give to this fragrance. So guys, that was again my take on Nishane Ani X. Please show your love and support to this channel by subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments, have you tried any from the Nishane X line, like Ani X, Wulong Cha X? I don't know if they, I totally forgot the other ones, which were the other ones. But then again, let me know in the comments, have you experienced Ani X or any other of the X line from Nishane's 2023 release? I'll be very happy to read your comments and do share your experiences. Like, that's how we learn, that's how we grow. So until the next one, guys, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.